Welcome to the EGA Podcast.
I haven't been around all week. What's up, guys?
Not much, man. It's been chilling playing SOT with Kai. I got back into fucking Valheim. Did you guys ever play Valheim?
I did. I love that game.
I
just could never
have
find a group
Valheim,
to
yeah.
play with.
I
Dude,
have
I
it.
got,
I played one game of it because my buddies hounded me to buy it, and then I finally gave in to peer pressure, bought it. We played one game of it, and I haven't played it since because they stopped playing it.
I gifted
Well,
it
I've
to
been
a few
playing
people
it.
too.
You guys want to?
You ever play it, Kai?
Get back into it?
Isn't it free? Didn't you tell
No.
me it was free?
Like 20
No,
bucks.
it's like 19 bucks.
It's like
I think.
$20.
20 bucks.
You told me it was free in a gig.
kind of
Fucking lied to me.
kind of survival game.
You tried to trick me to fucking buy it.
Speaking of survival games,
V Rising. The
Hold
Forest too.
the forest, yes.
Sons of the Forest or whatever.
I actually dug into that pretty good the other day. I played it
Yeah,
for
I saw you
like
playing
2
it a
hours.
couple
It
days
was pretty fun. The graphics are really good. The gameplay is really smooth. It's really good. So I really enjoyed it. Reap just got it, so I actually have somebody to play with now. So
Here's a question that I guess never really thought of. You know, a lot of times when you watch like movies and sequels, you have to kind of know the basis of the first movie to understand some of the stuff that's going on in the new movie.
Yep.
It's the same thing with Sons.
absolutely
Sons of the
not. No. Yeah.
So it's like its own independent game.
Yeah, and which was a bummer to me because
Oh, it doesn't take off from the. Did you play the Forest?
I played the Forest, and I thought this is going to be like the guy's
A
kid or
continuation?
something. I thought it was going to be like the guy's kid, or something
Yeah, because
like that.
when you beat the Forest, spoiler alert,
Yeah.
it shows the kid is like a fucking one of the mutants after they
Yeah.
get back.
So this one starts out, you're in a helicopter. And I believe you're trying to find some billionaire or something that crashed on the island, maybe. I'm not sure. I don't know yet. I've got that far. But the chopper just crashes.
So they took it from like Jurassic
That's
Park
kind of a
3 or
bummer,
whatever?
dude. I really
Mhm.
wanted like a continuation of the first story.
Yeah, so did I. And yeah, it's not, as far as I know, it's not a continuation of the story. Maybe the kid will be like one of the people you have to fight later. I don't know. That could be.
Yeah. Huh.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Billy
That's
runs
kinda
out
neat.
of the woods.
Yeah.
Billy.
Billy?
4C, you know.
I don't have the list up in front of me, so I forgot to do
Well,
that.
I mean, you should probably. It's not that hard to do.
Well,
Honestly. Just open a notepad,
mean,
put it in there. But
We're good. So about the Kick app. The Kick app just came out. Kai said it's good. Shane, you have it. Have you watched streams on it yet, guys?
Yep.
Yeah, I've checked out Bandit, Beam and Bandit,
Mhm.
or former Brady X Bandit. I try my best not to miss any of her streams. She's like one of my favorite streamers. So try to catch her. She's been streaming on that a lot. It's actually pretty good. Surprisingly, the app runs better than I thought it would. I thought it would run pretty mediocre, but I don't have any problems with it. So I think it's pretty solid.
I think that's one of the main reasons they waited, because they initially were going to release it like the beginning of March, but by doing that, they said that there were just still some bugs and stuff they had to work out. So that's why they waited. To
They
release
said
it. So
that
now
a
it's lot more
huge
smooth.
streamer was switching over. Did they release who that was yet? Do you guys know?
I remember seeing it, and I can't remember who it is. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll be honest, I didn't know who it was. Like,
Okay.
I had to look him up.
Doc,
was it
maybe
Speed?
Doc.
No, it wasn't Speed. It was it was a female. I know that.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was XQC or something. At least that's what I
XQC
thought.
is the king of Twitch. He'll never leave Twitch.
Well, as my good friend Justin would say, never say never.
Say never.
Never say never. Yeah. So
Yeah, I got it.
Never say never.
I finally got it installed today, downloaded today, so I'll sign into it. And
yeah. I mean, even looking at the videos through the
Eating
app, they
Ross.
look super smooth.
Good.
And
Good.
crisp. So I mean,
I'm
yeah, whatever
still
they had to
considering
wait on.
streaming
I'm
on there
sure.
though. Like Kai, how's streaming on there for you? Like I'm
XQC.
considering like streaming on there eventually. Like
Kai loves it.
I love it.
I don't know how to go about it though. You know,
I gotta reset up a bunch. Like I just found out about like bot tricks or whatever have you, because the original live bot wasn't working out well. It just kept going down and stuff like that. So I just got bot tricks after my last stream, and I have to re-upload all the commands and all that good stuff. I have to figure out how to get the sound alerts and all that good stuff over there. But for the most part, I mean, the community so far has been extremely positive, and
if I'm going
It's
to
like
continue
Nightbot.
streaming, I might get on there, but it's got to you got to be able to download your content off there easier for me to be able to even consider it. So
I'd like to
it'll
be able to
a
make
little
some
bit.
clips, but I just figure I'll get on there now and I've got an affiliate, so why not just
Right.
I wanted to work on affiliate before things changed and whatever have you. I'm just already there. So
Yeah, no, it your streams a bit look better on there than they do on Twitch now. So I don't know
yeah.
what happened for me last time. I was either in the wrong or I don't know. I shouldn't say I was in the wrong. I have the videos and it looks like shit for some reason on mine. Maybe I just didn't have shit set up right for it. I don't know. But your shit looks really good on there. So
I don't know what it is. Kick just seems to work out well for me. So
You know,
I'm not
I
upset
think
about it.
that's what it is. It's like you and Buff surprisingly have been praising it. Like, CC, he's kind of mixed feelings about it. Me, I don't know how I feel about it because, for one, I haven't switched over yet. I don't really like Kick as far. I like the idea of what it does for you, but it's just that I'm just kind of like I'm already established on Twitch a little bit better. Then I have to like pretty much start from the ground up again. I don't want to go through all that again, but it could breathe in new life into me, make me hungry again, make me want to do
I
what
mean,
I
your
used to do.
motivation's going to be all on you regardless. It's
my
not gonna-
my
Yeah,
only
exactly.
my only issue with it is you can't download your content, and I like to put stuff on YouTube and stuff like that, and you can't do that from there.
Yeah, it's hard
yet.
for me to make clips too. Like if
Right.
if I have a VOD, I can't go back and make a clip of something that I thought was funny or good or
Mhm.
something like that unless I download it and then
Recorded
re-upload
on
it.
yeah.
So I mean that kind of sucks. But like I said, they're a
It'll
building community, so
it'll be there eventually for
it'll
sure.
get there,
There's no
yeah.
reason
Well,
it won't be.
Can't you just record through OBS though?
yeah. But the thing is I can't put the clip on Kick. So there, you know how like on Twitch you can go to clips and you'll see a specific small clip of a VOD. I can't do that on Kick yet.
So another like what you're saying is like you could
Unless it's
stream and
during the
record
stream.
on OBS at the same time, right? And
Yeah.
I can't do that because I play like my GPU, CPU, all that isn't strong enough to do that, I don't think.
Right.
I mean maybe I guess if I put a different drive in and I recorded on a different drive it might work. I'm not sure. But I know a lot of people do that. It's just I try to max out my settings on my stream and on my game, so it uses like a lot of most of my resources.
I will say if I had a mod at every stream or you had a mod at every stream or whatever on Kick and you told them to clip it, you could make clips that way because I've done it for other people.
Yeah,
I've made clips, but yeah, unless you have that happening during the stream during that time, you cannot get a clip. So I think I'm sure that'll be obviously one of their updates when it comes along.
If you could be the main character in any video game that you play, just gotta gather yourself.
Main character?
Yeah, if you could be the main character in any game that you play, what would you be?
Halo, Master Chief.
Oh, I was legit about to say Master
that's a good
Chief,
one.
dude.
That's a good one. I didn't think about Master Chief.
Come on, dude.
I was thinking about this while I was opening today, and I was like, man, it's tough.
Master Chief.
I mean, you could be any Marvel comic. There's video games for every fucking.
Master Chief.
Batman, dude.
I still Master Chief has the best.
Fucking Batman, dude. Batman, dude. Arkham Knight. Worst night of his life, locked in fucking Arkham Asylum with everybody he's ever put in there.
Master Chief going through space, destroying an entire
knocks them all out.
Species of killing flood.
Wait, how about this? If you could be any Papa Pedro television, movie, whatever character, Last of Us, like fucking,
I'd probably go
Pedro Pascal.
I'd go Golden Circle.
Oh,
Mandalorian.
Kingsman, dude.
You're telling me you wouldn't be a fucking Mandalorian and Star
Mandalorian
Wars,
for sure.
Nah.
Did you see him in Kingsman, dude? He had those whips and shit. What was his name? Hennessy or whiskey or something?
I can't remember. Yeah.
Dude, he was fucking gangster in that movie, dude. Pedro Pascal was about that life.
I'm also a huge Kingsman fan, so I mean.
What was the name of that movie that he was in with fucking Nicolas Cage?
Oh, that's
like.
I don't know what it is, honestly.
Really? You guys haven't watched that?
I don't watch a lot of Nicolas Cage.
Oh, I did watch that. Yeah, I did watch that.
He's
fucking crazy in that fucking movie.
He's like about to drop him off the wall, and it's like a foot drop.
He was crazy in that movie. Super big Nicolas Cage fan, right? Wasn't that like the whole premise?
Yeah. He was like a Nicolas Cage super fan, and Nick Cage like comes to his house, and then there's like it's like the cartel or something's after him.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Anybody here WWE or wrestling fans?
Negative.
When I was
like a little kid, like my dad used to watch all the time, but I haven't.
Now that Triple H can't.
Once I grew up, I stopped watching it. Yeah.
I used to be.
Triple H can't do it anymore. I'm over it.
Kurt Angle was just inducted into the Hall of Fame. That was pretty cool. He was a big
He
part of
deserves it.
wrestling when I used to watch.
Has Sting ever been introduced? Because that was my top-notch wrestler right there.
I don't know. Maybe he has. If not, he should be.
He should be. He
Yeah.
was
Sting is still
Honky Tonk
wrestling.
Man, dude. What you guys know
honky-tonk.
about the Honky Tonk Man?
Honky Tonk Man, longest reigning Intercontinental Champ of all time.
Dude, I went and saw the Honky Tonk Man live in fucking Tacoma one time.
Yeah.
That was my only experience with wrestling, and it was fucking crazy.
Well, I
I
was
was-
a pro wrestler for a while before I did MMA. Me and my brother tried to be pro wrestlers. Didn't end well.
believe
But
that.
I met Mick Foley. It was fucking cool.
The golf club that I work at, Temple Creek, we used to have this like we called it the Russell Wilson Invitational.
Oh, no
And, like
shit.
all the Seahawks would come, and it was like this invitational shotgun start golf tournament that we had. And I would always be on a hole, like on the golf course, working a food station. And like
Makes
this
sense.
last year, we had beer brats was my station.
Beer brats.
Get this, dude. Get this. Russell Wilson came up to me and asked me if he could take a picture with me.
No
Right.
shit.
Right. Yep.
So who's the
Awful.
famous one?
He was there with his camera crew, and I was like fucking slaying hot dogs on the barbecue, and I didn't even realize he had rolled up to my hole because there's a lot of like Chris Pratt came one year, and like
You really
I
want to thank Chris Pratt, dude.
I
for real.
can't remember his name, but the guy that played Hercules in the fucking Hercules movie was there one year, and
Dwayne
Kevin
Johnson.
Sorbo.
fucking Jesus, Jim
Oh.
Caviezel was there every year, and I was
Wait,
like,
are we talking about,
so I
like,
was like
Kevin
just slaying hot
Sorbo?
dogs, and Russell Wilson and like half the Seahawks come walking up, and he's like, "Can I get a picture with you, kid?" And I was like, "I guess." Like, I'm
Yeah,
not the
sure.
biggest football fan, probably
So you
actually
had
the
no idea.
smallest football
Yeah.
fan that you've ever met. And so like Russell Wilson walks up and wants to take a picture, and I was like, "Yeah, sure."
I guess.
And-
Yeah.
Yeah, you want a
we can
picture?
do that.
Shit, I'll sign an autograph for you too, Russell Wilson.
Yeah.
Remember the
No
name.
problem. Here for you.
So one of our servers, Jaden, is like this. He's like 22 years old, like buff black guy, right? He's like bartending that day, and Russell Wilson comes walking through with Sierra through our bar, and
Sierra the singer.
one of his security guys, because he's always got all these big fucking
Right.
big security dudes following him around. One of the Russell Wilson walks by and he looks at Jaden and he goes, "I like your guns, kid." And just keeps walking. And then like 15 minutes later, one of the security guys walks up to him and he's like, "Mr. Wilson wants your number." And
What?
Jaden's like, what? And so he like writes his phone number down, and then like later that day after the golf tournament was over, like Russell and Sierra and their kids come walking up to him, and he's like, he was looking for a event manager for his house in Seattle. And he
Wow.
wanted to hire the kid, but it was like a part-time job, and he was only offering like $22 an hour, and it was like maybe once a month he would like
Wow.
party plan. So he was like, "I'm good, but thanks." That's fucking sick. Russell
That's
Wilson
still
just offered
crazy.
me a job at his house in Seattle.
Yeah,
But
it's still pretty nuts. Yeah.
yeah, it was wild. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Old Russell
How about
Wilson.
y'all met any celebrities, CC or Kai?
Like I met quite a few, but I don't know. I don't really have any
I
good
mean-
stories. Like
Yeah.
really.
I mean, I've met like Jay Cutler, and he actually came to the gym at on Camp Lejeune, Wallace Creek. He was doing a signing in the GNC in the PX, and then he actually came to the Wallace Creek gym while I was working out and was walking around and took a picture with him. I'll send it to you so you guys can be jealous. This is the bodybuilder, by the way. This is like Mr. Olympia, not the football player. So just
Yeah,
so
I was
you
gonna
guys
say
know.
which one, Jay Cutler.
Yeah. The Mr. Olympia, not football player.
I
His
mean,
name
I'm not
literally
trying to
just like a
flex,
football
but I
team
know
later.
like I'm best friends with Kesha, the singer. So
he
Right,
didn't
right.
ask you to be in one of his calendars, Kai.
He did. I told him that I couldn't because of my military contract, but maybe I'll
Word.
catch up with him later.
Maybe
yeah.
later, yeah. Maybe yeah.
fuck yeah, Kai.
Oh,
Kai's
boy.
like, yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
That's why Kai got the pose from. He's like, I'll just practice a little bit on the
I'm
side.
practicing for the calendar when Jay Cutler calls me back. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, ooh.
Uh,
Bite that bottom lip, Kai. Bite that bottom lip, bro.
that I'm not gonna do.
Right,
Have you guys heard of the Disney Speedstorm?
No, nothing that is on the top of the list. I haven't heard of any of it. So
You ever heard of the Kick app?
Like
okay, not
speed
okay.
outbreak
Okay,
in
I
Disney?
delete stuff as soon as we're done
I'm just
talking about it.
kidding.
But other than that, I haven't like the educational game.
So that educational game isn't really necessarily like something that's out. It's just
Okay.
a thought about what could happen. Because right now, a lot of kids will take home homework, obviously, and they have assignments from textbooks and stuff like that, and they have to copy the problems, do the work or whatever.
Yes, kids do homework. Get on with it.
Dude, not really anymore. I'm telling you right now, kids don't really have
Sometimes they
homework
don't. A
anymore.
lot of it's digital and shit like that now. But that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, would they make some sort of? Do you think the future of schooling is now going to be like a type of game where they're interacting it with on their PCs or maybe VR or whatever it is? Like a lot
Dude,
of
I think
schools
the
now are
The
handing out
future of
laptops.
schooling
Have
in
you guys seen Ready
America right
Player
now
One?
is a fucking joke.
Or read? Have you guys read or seen the movie Ready Player One?
Yeah,
We've been over
I think
this,
that
yeah.
is the not so distant future. That's going to be reality.
the
before too
Matrix.
long.
Yeah,
Like, the
yeah, that
fucking
will be.
metaverse and like
Yeah, I could see
kids
that.
going to school online with VR headsets, like actually sitting in a classroom. Like,
It'll turn into
just
people.
imagine how much
become
easier
Wall-E.
it'd be to teach. Like, you just like kids can't interact with each other unless you allow them to. Like,
I've been playing
the
fucking Warzone
Cut
while I was
down
in
focus
on-
is gonna
school,
have
though.
to be locked in on you.
Definitely cut
or-
down on cyberbullying, maybe. Not.
I mean,
Yeah,
it'd be hard,
definitely
but I
not.
mean, there'd be a
But-
lot. Kids would be able to. I don't know. They can make it more interesting, and they would each be able to learn their own way of how to do certain things. Like that's where what's that type of way of math or whatever where they have like if it's
Fucking
99
Common Core.
Common Core, yeah. So if like some kids it works for some kids or whatever.
I sounded
I
like a
think
real
it's
Florida man over here. What's that one type of math?
What's that type of math over there where they fuck shit up? No, some kids it works for, some kids it don't. But I'm saying if you were to do some sort of actual like schooling or something like that through gaming or VR or whatever the heck it is, the kids would have the opportunity to actually learn in their way of learning.
There was
But
a math
Word.
game when I was in school, like Math Crunchers or something. I don't know. It was a
you went
math.
outside and picked apples.
No, it was a math game on the computer.
Oh.
I don't
Oh, you
remember
had
what it
computers
was.
when you were in school?
Yeah, I mean they
Oh.
were not good computers.
Giant IBM fucking
they
whole
were.
room servers.
They were, but there was like a math game. I don't know. It was a math game. You got it right, and the monster would eat it. I'll look it up. Try to add it.
You remember like old school Oregon Trail on those shitty computers back in elementary
Yeah,
school?
dude, some Oregon Trail is the
Yeah,
shit.
dude. That's what I used
Oregon
to
Trail
fucking
was
play.
awesome.
Dude, I used to like I spent all my money on fucking bullets just trying to hunt.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I spent all my money on the fucking ammo and
My,
just hunted
uh,
buffalo
Yeah.
literally the entire time.
My daughter used to bring her homework home and have me help her and shit in that Common Core math. I figured out one that she was struggling on, and she's like, "Oh, that's not right." And I'm like, "You tell your teacher that that's fucking right." Because I even checked it with my calculator. I'm like, "You tell her it's fucking right, and if it's not right, that she can fucking call me."
Well, that's just like the 12 plus 12 is like you have to add 10 plus 10, 2 plus 2,
Yeah.
add it together. And I'm like, you're really just adding extra steps. So
Yeah, it's a lot harder. Honestly,
yeah.
I don't know
Well,
why they
it might
switched
not.
it.
I think it breaks it down to where certain kids can understand it better. But
Yeah, I guess I just don't understand why they completely
I-
changed it for
I
everybody.
think maybe for people who are so there's different levels of like classes. Like I remember I was in like a standard class, but I was like trying to get bumped up to honors because in a standard class they'll take 2 days or whatever to teach the same lesson,
Mhm.
just so they can slow it down for kids to understand it better.
Like kids
But
like
if you're
me.
good at the kids exactly like you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so for people who understand math, it's just like this is taking forever.
You
Can we
see
get to the next part?
punishment, dumbass.
I
And,
got really good at math after school.
I got good at English after school. It's weird.
Yeah.
Like I was good at math. I
got really good at English
school,
too. Yeah, after school. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is for some kids they would have a separate classroom where Common Core would make sense. It
Mhm.
shouldn't be a standard
Right.
for all kids.
Yeah,
in all
because
schools, you know?
what irritates me about it is my kids would come home with math homework and they'd want help.
Mhm.
Like how the hell am I supposed to help you? I don't know this Common Core shit, you know. So I would always help them the best I could, but it's just
Yeah, it's
like
like
you're
you
not
pretty much
doing
have
it
to
right.
relearn yourself. Yeah.
Yeah. And it just
Common
I think
Core
it
wasn't-
was a struggle for a lot of kids that
Yeah.
get help from their parents. At least in my
I feel like it
fucking
over
opinion.
broke it down. Basically, just
Yeah.
added too much to it, which I get. So that's what I'm saying with the educational game. You know, as a game, it would make it better for kids to be able to learn their own way, whatever it is. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be all for it. I mean, You know,
I'm up
whatever
for
helps
educational
kids.
games, but I weep at the generation of kids because they don't really know. As a person who actually works in schools, like it's a joke. Like these kids, they just cut away. Like all their grades and everything are done through these tablets, and the teachers just check them. And what they don't know is that, well, we do know, we're just signing off on it. Kids are getting copy pasted answers, and they're just resending them over.
Yeah.
They're getting them from other people, and it's like, oh, we're just writing them off, and they're just getting these links to answers and just cutting pasting them onto the tablet, and we're just writing them off as,
That depends
oh,
on the school
schoolwork's
system
done.
too, though. I mean, some schools don't have the
Yeah,
laptop.
some
I think once
schools
COVID
do.
ended, they got rid of laptops and tablets and all that good stuff. And
Nah, they didn't, like,
some did. I'm not saying all did. I'm saying some did.
You want to know what's crazy? Okay, my daughter is a junior in high school right now. Okay,
Mhm.
and she does half of her classes are online classes where she doesn't even have to go. They
Right.
just send her the curriculum and she can do the class over the quarter, right?
I did that in college.
But
Yeah.
my daughter waits till the last day, like shit's due tomorrow. She'll do the whole class in one night. It takes her like 2 hours to do a whole class.
Damn.
It's like,
Yeah.
because I'll get an email like, hey, you haven't even started this and it's due Friday and it's like Wednesday. She'll be like, yeah, I know. And then she'll do it
Mhm.
all and she'll get an A. It's like, what? I wish I could do that shit.
I know that's
Yeah.
not. I did like that in college and stuff like that
Yeah.
because I didn't have to drive into the school, and it was nice when I was working like 3 jobs and trying to do schooling. I didn't have to drive all the way to the university.
Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Right home,
I don't
it's
feel
gonna be
like
on
she's
time.
learning anything from it, but maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Maybe she is. But I mean, hell, I should have
Guess
done
we'll
it when
find
I
out.
was
I
in
mean,
school. Would have been awesome.
C's get degrees. You know what I mean?
She's not dumb. So
These get degrees.
C's get degrees, man. There is something kind of similar, but for like adults, it's called Meet Your Maker,
yeah, what is
and
that?
it's
Like a dating
it's
site.
close.
Ooh.
Not at all, but
Tinder.
it's it's another raid-based game, first-person shooter. But what happens is the people build the levels, so you'll build your own. It's almost like a mix of Rust and like Marauders or Tarkov
Minecraft.
or whatever.
Okay.
But people will build the levels that people have to get through. And so I've only seen. I think it's supposed to be released. This one and Disney Speedstorm are supposed to be released this month.
Mhm.
But the levels are made by other players, and all the traps that are set inside of them, and the monsters or whatever that they have to encounter. I don't know if there's a limit on the traps. I'm assuming there's a limit on the traps and the monsters and all that good stuff. But you build your own levels.
So the
that
game is
people have to
called
get through to
Meet
get
Your
stuff.
Maker.
That's what it's called. Yep.
I'll have to look
Meet
into
Your
it.
Maker.
Never
Yeah,
heard of
it
it.
looks like a real cool game from what I've seen. The trailer I
I've
watched.
not
was-
heard of it. That's just like, wow.
Yeah. That's what it looks like, a cool game. I mean, the graphics didn't look bad on the trailer I saw, but of course, all trailers are usually buffed up anyways.
Mhm.
But yeah, I mean, it sounds cool. It's like a new way to play a raid, because a lot of raid-based games you just play the same levels over and over again,
Mhm.
and then you're just hoping to find whatever gear, whatever you can from it.
So it's a
This will be kind
shooter.
of more fun. Yeah, it's a first-person shooter.
All right, yeah, I'll check into it. I'm actually I think I'm gonna actually try Valorant too here soon. I know
Ooh,
Travis
I'll get on some Valor
is
with
into
you.
Valorant.
I've been
Yeah.
trying to play Valorant, but
played
for some
anything.
reason,
Your cheats are on. We've
it's
been over this. Yeah.
Yeah.
no, I don't know why. I don't have anything. I've never. It just keeps saying some
That's
sort of
my bad.
anti-cheat thing.
Yeah, that's because your cheats are on.
Yeah, you gotta turn your cheats off.
You
And then
gotta turn your
anti-cheat
cheat on.
won't-
It's like
I
a
don't
cheat
fucking
stringer.
cheat. I don't know how to download cheats.
It's not
so
good enough to be a cheater.
I don't know shit about fucking cheats. Y'all are trying to be funny, but I really don't.
Do you have
know.
your virus protection
antivirus
turned
on?
off?
I don't even know.
You probably have
if
to
I do
allow
or
the
don't.
anti-cheat to get past your antivirus.
Yeah, if
That's the
you have
thing.
your
You deny it.
your
Y'all are
antivirus
see, I don't even know
He
what
has
that
no
is.
clue what we've
turned
been
off.
talking about.
they won't let you
well,
play.
I'll look at it, Shane. I'll see if I can help you figure it out.
Because I've been trying to play that game since I got this PC. Like,
Yeah.
it's-
That's probably something with your fucking firewall is
Yeah,
like
CC can help 'em.
deactivated.
And then
What's this Disney Speedstorm?
so Disney Speedstorm, it's supposed to be a free-to-play game, but it's kind of like Mario Kart, but it's all Disney. Obviously, the graphics are a lot more updated than what Mario Kart and stuff has been.
Mhm.
But it's another combat car kind of game, just like Mario Kart, but with like Disney characters instead of just So like Jack Sparrow is on there, Beast,
Oh, right on.
Belle, all that. Like, yeah, there's a whole bunch of Disney characters, but it's another combat card
Is
game.
it out now?
It's out this month.
Okay.
It comes out in April. I don't know
Okay.
what day on April, but it's another game that comes out this
How
month.
about when that comes out? If it's free to play, we all play a couple rounds of that. And
It is free to
release
play, but yeah,
we'll release it on our YouTube.
yeah,
Yeah,
we
we'll
can
do a beta test of us trying it out
Yeah.
or something. That could be fun.
Yeah,
free to
I think
play,
it'll
yeah.
be
Dude's on Jack Sparrow.
Have you guys played Dark and Darker at all?
No,
No.
never even heard of it.
That's racist.
Dark and Darker? It's a fucking D&D game, dude.
That's
Yeah,
what
it sounds racist.
that's what this podcast was built on. Chain racism.
Yeah.
racism.
Anyway, so anyway, like they've been doing these like tests, right? They do like open testing, like
What is it?
usually
Like
every
a
other-
shooter or what is it?
Oh, it's a
no,
raid-based
it's like
game.
it's like it's a raid based like Dungeons and Dragons
Okay.
style.
We talked about this in the last podcast.
Did we?
Yeah, I mean you're either
Yeah.
like a cleric or like a wizard or a barbarian or and like you can put on different armor that like boosts different stats and like I don't
Go
know.
in and try and raid it and
Anyway,
get shit, yeah.
they got like sued recently and they got taken off of Steam because apparently one of their like lead developers worked for Valve in the past.
Oh
And
yeah.
Valve like filed some lawsuit for like copywriting code from a game that they were working on that kind of like got pushed out of development in Valve. So it's like
So the lead
So
it was
they-
a
one
a
of the
big deal.
So
lately
they think that they stole the game from Valve.
not the game, some of the
not the whole
the
game, but
coding.
like some of their characters and some of the coding for like character abilities and shit. But I've heard that it's all just a bunch of bullshit. Like it was a game that Valve was thinking about making that they kicked off to the side, and then one of their lead developers on the game at Valve switched to I can't remember the development company for Dark and Darker, but he hopped on their ship and had all these ideas from the game that he had been creating at Valve, and they pretty much just implemented it into their own game, and Valve is now like trying to sue him for stealing.
You know what it kind of reminds me of?
Iron Mace is the developer.
Iron Mace, yeah, there you go.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Have you ever seen the movie Grandma's Boy?
Yep.
Yeah.
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 Oh,
yeah.
like that
yeah.
game,
Demonic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, off topic a little bit. Have any of y'all ever heard of Cinch Gaming?
Yeah. Didn't you?
Man.
I was gonna ask you about that. Did you win a controller off of there?
Yeah, bro. Yeah, I won one.
I saw that
How
on
cool
Twitter.
is that shit, dude? I follow them on TikTok and everything.
Yeah, me too.
And I fucking posted a thing and won a free pro controller.
When will you get it?
I don't know. It's kind of weird though because I don't know how they're gonna design it. They didn't really ask me much. They just asked me, do I want Xbox, PS4, or PS5? I told them PS5, and gave my name, address, and they said okay. And then I got an email saying it's the order's in and all that.
You didn't get
So,
a
I
pick. You didn't pick color and everything.
No, I didn't get a color or pick. I hope it's like what I'm thinking. It's one of their pre-builds that they do.
I mean, it's free,
But-
so
Yeah.
It
Make
is
sure
a
you
free one.
make sure you
It's
post
cool.
pictures to your social media and stuff and tag them though, because that's cool. They're sending you a free one. So
I
those are
will.
not cheap.
I'm definitely going to do that. But I also did a thing where I wrote to them on TikTok saying, "Hey," because they do it sometimes where they'll show you your order
Mhm.
on their TikTok. So
Hmm.
I wrote in my order. So hopefully I can see it on TikTok so I can get an idea of it. But I hope it's got like some red and black in there or something like that.
Cool.
Because those are like my streaming colors. So that would be
What?
cool.
Nuh-uh.
But if it, I would honestly take any color that they
Yeah,
gave
for
me.
sure.
But dude, it's so fucking cool because their controllers are really good and like they have warranties and all that, and like it's a really good like.
I have heard
When
the
it
best
come-
things in life are free. I don't
Well,
think you're
no-
going to get a warranty if you get a free controller, my guy.
Well, no,
No,
it's
it's
not that,
Just
but
throwing
it's
it out
like
there.
no, it's like okay, they're the same level of like Scuff and Battle Beaver. Like Scuff's been
Battle Beaver.
What's a battle beaver?
they make pro controllers.
You guys never watched Narnia?
Battle
Hello?
Beaver.
No.
No.
Battle
Anyway,
Beaver, dude.
Scuff has finally gotten like licensed to like put their controllers in actual stores recently. But Scuff is still along the same lines as other like Cinch Gaming and everything. They started out small and now they're growing. But Scuff's quality it's been awful over the years. But Cinch has succeeded in the quality of controls where Scuff has failed. Like Scuff innovated with the back paddles and everything, and
Dude,
you
the
know,
back pedals are an absolute game changer if you're a
yeah,
controller gamer.
they were the definitive controllers back
Especially in
when
games like
PS3.
R6.
I never
Yeah.
used them. I'm gonna be ordering a controller, but like in the next couple of months, like just because I want to play football.
Let me tell you something. When you play like a shooter and like those back buttons, dude, oh my god, you'd realize that
I
wow, I can't play a normal controller
I
anymore.
couldn't get used
Yeah.
to them, so
Oh,
Dude,
I
I
love them.
played Siege with an Elite controller, like the Elite 2.
yep.
And being able to have lean on paddles, so like you don't realize how much it I mean, I'm sure you can imagine how much it fucks with your aim.
Mhm.
Trying to lean right, aim with your right thumb, and you got to smash the stick down while you're trying to aim. It's like
Yeah,
it's
I
not
just
doable.
never. I could never. I tried it a few times. I couldn't get used to it. I never really tried. I just switched to
Well, it's
keyboard
like
and
some
mouse.
people
it.
who play Rocket League. A lot of people play Rocket League on controller, but the ones who like have the ability to do like all that air spinning shit or whatever and go directly at the ball, and I couldn't understand. And then someone had me switch my controller to play that way or something, how the controller's supposed to be set up. I could not, because it has to do like the 4-finger claw thing. I can't do
Yeah.
that. I can't hold a controller like that. It just
Well, like
bugs
if
the shit out of me.
you get like a pro controller with like the back buttons that give you the thing for it, it's so easy. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I'll
But,
stick to being average in Rocket League. That's fine.
but I mean, anyway, if I'm saying anything is Cinch Gaming, they do really good work, and I'm so happy to get a controller made through them because their controller's like $200-300, and I've been actually wanting to get one, and I think they see how active I've been in their TikToks and on their Twitter feed, so it was cool that I won one. So I
Wasn't
think
it a
that's really
random
cool.
draw?
It usually is, but I mean, I think it's like they pick also out of like people who are really active in their community and stuff like that. They even follow me on Twitch.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, they
That's
follow me on
awesome.
Twitch and everything. Yeah.
Sweet, man. Yeah, I saw your tweet that you won one. I was going to ask you about it on the podcast. I just forgot about it, but I thought about it like 10 minutes ago. I was going to ask you before it ended. So
Yeah, but they just asked me what kind of controller I wanted, and I said PS5. And the beauty is I can move that to PC or my PS5,
hell yeah,
so that works out
that's
great.
awesome.
I need to get a controller that isn't always fucked up when I'm like one that'll actually work if it's not plugged in and I can use batteries or something.
I just want one for like I want to play like golf again and football, and I have no interest in playing keyboard and mouse with those.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, that's just no fun like that.
But I will
yeah.
never
Just
play
golf.
another shooter again without keyboard.
Yeah, MNK. Yeah, for sure. I won't go back on those either.
I
There's no
love
way.
playing those golf games when my buddy
Especially on
had
PC.
the.
Like, it is such a huge disadvantage.
Didn't y'all have the PlayStation Move controller? It's like almost like the Wiimote, but it was like a PlayStation
My
Move.
cousin had one, but
No.
I never really messed with
I
it.
only
We
had
used-
PS2 and never.
Well, dude, we
any
played
further.
the PGA Tour games with those. Oh my god, they were so much fun. Like you would love playing golf with
As long
those.
as you're wearing your wrist wraps.
I just like to sit down and play games. I
Send that
don't.
controller through the fucking TV.
I did use those move controllers for the VR.
Well,
My
I
cousin
mean-
has the VR.
Well, I mean,
and
it
played,
felt like you were like just going to the golf course, but in the comfort of your own home. I mean, I think it was kind of cool and fun.
I
'cause
used
me and
them
my
on
buddies like to
the
do that.
Rick and Morty VR game. That was pretty fun.
Mm.
I believe that. I believe you definitely did that. You need to get
You
on
guys
CFE
ever
as
play
a
any
trend setter.
Connect games like back in the day when
Yes.
Connect was
Really? What was that? There was the dance one, obviously. The
some DDR, dude?
yeah,
You could
and then
download
there
some
was
DDR.
there was like some sort of one where it was almost like an exercise game where you had to you were in a raft and you had to jump over.
The thing that I liked
logs
about the Connect was like playing football, and I could shift my line by like doing that, or whatever, shift your line by
Yeah.
doing a movement. That was what I liked about that. But I never
You know what
played
else is pretty
games.
cool about
What?
the Xbox 360 Connect?
What?
Is you can do a lot of ghost hunting with it.
Actually,
saying.
not true.
What do you mean it's not true?
They have an infrared camera, bro.
It's
Yeah, what are you
not
talking
true. It was something they made for that movie, but it wasn't true.
No,
It's debunked.
there's legit.
There's
ghost
there's
hunters that do it
infrared
all the
yeah.
time. What are
Really?
you talking
Oh,
about?
okay.
Made for a movie. I don't even know what movie it's in.
One of the Paranormal Activity movies, I can't remember which one it was, but they used it for and showed that it had like dots everywhere or whatever, and you could see
It does
ghosts.
actually have that though. Yeah.
Oh, see, I thought that was debunked. I was watching videos on
No,
that
it actually
afterward.
has it. Yeah, people
I was
use it
like,
a lot
oh,
for
I'm gonna use
mapping and
this.
stuff like that.
Really?
And, yeah, you'll see like a mini screen and it's got like little, like you'll see the people on it mapped out, and then it'll just have like random mapping of other people or something in like
No
some haunted
shit.
houses and stuff. Yeah. Or you'll see some shadows go through the dots and stuff.
Yeah, I watched videos right after that movie came out because I thought that was cool, and it was
The
all
way
like
they
said
did
it was fake.
might have been debunked
Yeah.
because it was like a person wearing a green screen suit or something like that walked through the dots.
Yeah, I
for
don't
that
know.
movie.
There was I just remember like it was like it showed dots everywhere, and then everyone was like, yeah, that's not real. Really do that. So I don't know nothing about it other than that. So
Yeah. No, it is actually used in a lot of paranormal
no shit.
ghost hunting, I guess you could say. Yeah.
I've
I
got
pretty
one in
much
the other room.
only ever used my Kinect for fucking Netflix.
Use
you
it for
like-
Netflix.
I never used mine.
Yeah, you could like put your hand up and like pause.
That's
Pause.
awesome.
I've
I
never
used it
owned
for
my own
voice
Kinect.
controls.
My friends did.
I was always a PlayStation guy. I never really owned a Kinect.
Yeah, I
Explains a lot about you.
I liked the voice controls with
Fuck
it,
you.
just like the
Oh.
Amazon Echo.
It's just like people on Call of Duty, because there's people who play through their TV or whatever and just like randomly use the
I did
proximity
it
chat and just
one
be like,
night.
Xbox turn off.
I did it one night. Somebody thought me and Shane were playing. It
I've
was pretty
seen that,
sweet.
dude.
Yeah.
The guy just logs out.
Yeah, just
Did
blah,
you
blah,
turn
blah,
somebody's
disconnected.
Xbox off while we were playing
Yeah,
that?
I did. Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That
yeah.
was fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
You
funny.
can always tell because they're so loud and you can hear everything in the room.
Oh my god, I hate it when you're playing a game. You just hear like they're not even talking, but coming through the chat is the sounds of the game, and you're like, why am I
just
hearing
say
shots?
Xbox turn off, and
Yeah,
and then you
it
say yes.
solves it.
Wait, is it
Yeah.
not Cortana anymore?
Not Cortana anymore. No.
No, not Cortana.
What?
anymore.
Yeah,
Cortana
why-
was
why'd they
on PCs for a while. I mean, but they're both Microsoft, so it makes
Yeah.
sense.
Cortana was on Xbox too. When I had my Kinect on
Yep.
my Xbox
Mhm.
One, it was
When it
Yeah,
first
that's
came out, it
what-
was
that's what it
Xbox.
initially
Yeah, but
came
couldn't
out
you
as,
change the name to Cortana though? Wasn't it
No,
like you
there
had
for
to
a while
choose it?
you couldn't. So when
Yeah.
Xbox One first came out, or when the Kinect first came out, it was Xbox. And then a while after the Xbox One came out, it changed to Cortana. So you had to talk to Cortana. And then now I believe they took it off there. Otherwise, it's just not on. Like you can change it off there now, I guess, because everybody uses Xbox.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
initially, when it came out, Cortana, I can't tell you how many times I had to turn that bitch off because I could be saying something that had nothing to do with Cortana. Cortana would pop up. I'm
Yeah.
like, I didn't
While
call
you're playing
you.
the game, yeah.
Yeah. How can I help you? I'm like, get the
Bitch.
fuck off my screen. Leave me alone, Cortana. And
is
it's
this?
upsetting too because Cortana was Halo's
Yes.
main chick. You
Yeah.
know? So I was like excited, but then I hated it.
Me too. I felt the same way.
God.
What is this? What is something you've always wanted to do but haven't tried yet?
This is gonna sound weird, but it's exactly that question. What's
Exactly
something you've
that.
always wanted to do but haven't tried?
Yeah, so interesting. This topic is it's a question,
I mean,
and
I
the
don't-
question is, what is something
Well, I
that you
didn't know
always
if-
wanted to do but haven't
Well,
tried?
Give me an
Well,
example.
since you asked.
Give me an example because I don't. I mean, I don't know. I
Skydiving.
guess-
I've always
What
wanted to go
stuff?
skydiving, but I haven't.
kidding.
I guess
You know-
I'd say I haven't really had the money
Aren't you a
or finances
Marine?
or whatever to
It's
try.
They ever
relatively
thrown you out of a
cheap.
plane yet?
I'm a Marine, but we don't just jump out of planes.
It's
Just wanted to
relatively
throw your
cheap
asses out
though.
of planes.
Like $200.
You didn't have
Oh,
to
is it
learn how
really?
to like French rappel and shit like that, Kai?
Oh, rappelling, yeah, we had to do and stuff like that. I knew how to do that as a kid, anyways, because I went rock climbing. But
As a kid, you learned how to upside down rappel out of a helicopter?
oh, I didn't do that shit. No,
Didn't
that
do
I
that
didn't have. I
shit.
thought you said rappelling. Yeah, we had a rappel wall, but I didn't have to do any sort of like upside down rappelling out of a helicopter. No, that's
You never had to
probably
rappel
special
out of a
forces.
helicopter in like boot camp? Really?
No, what? No. What? I
He's
was in the
not-
Navy
my
SEALs. I was
dad
in the
was-
Marine
he
Corps.
wasn't
in the Navy, he wasn't on SEAL Team 6, bro.
We had
My
a
dad's-
giant wall that we rappelled down. That was it. It wasn't a.
My dad's a Marine, and he had to learn how to rappel out of helicopters, like French rappel and like all different kinds of rappelling.
What was his MOS? It probably wasn't in boot
Surface to
camp.
air combat.
Thank you. Okay. that
Probably
one-
wasn't.
Wow. I wonder why you had to do that.
What does driving around in a Jeep shooting Stinger missiles have to do with rappelling out of a helicopter?
I don't know.
You're telling me
He was
You're telling me he
surface
was
to
a
air
s-
combat, so you're
he was
shooting
a
down planes.
saber gunner. He was a saber
Huh?
gunner.
It was Stinger
Hey,
missiles.
I'm lost. I'm completely lost right now. I don't know.
And it was back when the Marine Corps still used Jeeps instead of Hummers.
Yeah, Humvees. Yeah. I mean, still, that wasn't a boot camp.
Kai
thing,
gave me a Hummer once.
I
I
was
did.
back then.
Kai's notoriously famous for his Hummers, dude.
He is.
Best,
I'm
He
really
is.
good. Really
best
good
in the
at those.
business. Best
Actually,
in the
there's
business.
a thing we do in boot camp where it's turn on the radio. You go turn on the radio.
He's like, speaking of giving dudes Hummers, there's this thing
Yeah.
that we did in the boot camp where
It's one time at boot camp.
We used to sit in a circle, all of us sit in a circle together with the lights off. Yeah.
So I wanted to do skydiving, but nobody else said what they wanted to do.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'd have to think about that because I've done a lot of shit that I wanted to do. I guess.
For me, it's pretty simple. I've always wanted to kill a shark.
it seems like. Well, what
There
did
you
you
go,
do in the
diving
Marine
with
Corps,
sharks.
Kai?
I was infantry.
Infantry. So it seems like jumping out of an airplane would just be like something that they'd have to make you do as an infantryman, because like
You were like
We didn't-
airborne.
We weren't.
I mean,
we weren't
what if they
we weren't
needed to like
airborne, though.
fucking like have you parachute in somewhere? It just seems like that would just be a standard thing for
What
everyone.
we
to have
what
to
we
learn.
did was so like for example, my first deployment when we took over Marja, what we had to do was we flew into a certain base, Dwyer, right, and then from Dwyer we all had our vehicles mounted and left out. Or so I was a mortarman, so initially we had our mortar set up on the outside of Marja to provide light and marking targets and provide extra support and stuff like that. But when other troops went in, what we did was we landed in a certain area outside of Marja. We dug foxholes or mortar holes, and then we would march in or drive in. We didn't fly into the middle of the city and just drop in. There was a company that did, but we had already taken over parts of certain areas. So we drove in, would park our vehicles, and then clear the city. It wasn't like a Black Hawk Down or something like that where we took Black Hawks and flew in and then just dropped in and started trying to take over the town from the middle out. We pushed from the outside in.
Yeah.
Word.
Yeah, so
Word.
our
I don't know,
training
it
was
just
more.
seems like
Our
from
training
a
was more.
versatility standpoint in the military, like
For
jumping out of
training
a
was-
plane would be like
well, some
basic.
shit I've always
Everyone knows how to do that.
But that'd
you
be
know?
more. No, that'd be more like recon or airborne or something like that. Our
Well,
when you have a whole battalion of people, you're not training
Yeah.
a whole battalion to jump out of an airplane. You're training them to do ground movement and to hike for long distances. Like I can't tell you how many times we did like a 15, 20-mile hike. Our battalion did a hike every 2 weeks or at least once a month, and the amount of miles we would do would increase. So that was our training. That was our build, was hiking, and we'd go to obviously like small Lego towns is what we call them. They're just like big containers that made up houses, and we'd practice clearing houses. That's the type of stuff we did, not jumping out of planes.
Do you have anybody quit during boot camp?
Kind of. There was a few people, but some of them still passed. Wasn't necessarily quit where they like rang a bell and left, but there were people who just kind of medical SEP or admin SEP. Yeah,
They're like, fuck
I mean,
this shit. I'm
I'd
done.
say SOI was probably a little bit bigger of an area where that kind of happened, where people fell back. But
Yeah.
once you hit the fleet, man, there were people who before my first deployment, like pretty much tried to make it where they were forced out because they didn't want to go on the deployment. You know.
Yeah.
But I mean,
When my dad was in the Marine Corps, he said during boot camp, people would go up to the drill sergeant and tell him they were gay just to get out of boot camp.
I'm sure.
No
Yeah,
shit.
that isn't. Yeah, there were people who tried to leave
back before don't ask, don't tell. They'd like knock. He'd be like, "Sir, permission to speak to the drill sergeant, sir." He'd be like, "Go ahead." He'd be like, "Sir, private wishes to inform you that the private is gay, sir."
Mhm.
He'd be like, "Well, I'm not horny, so get the fuck out of here."
you couldn't ever say like I or me or anything like that. You always had to say this recruit.
Yeah.
So it's always funny when you hear people fuck up and they'd be like, "Sir, I have to pee, sir. I," and they just get screamed at and probably piss their pants. It was great.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I mean, for me, Kai,
Dang.
Thank you.
Food.
For me-
Go ahead.
well, for me, Kai, something I've always wanted to do is I love sharks and stuff. I always wanted to kill a shark, so I always want to do that cage diving, underwater cage shark.
You're not going to kill a
Thank
shark in a
you.
cage dive, though.
Yeah, you can with a spear gun.
Oh. That's...
In a
if you're going to
controlled
kill a
environment.
shark, you got to do hand-to-hand combat.
I
You
mean,
can't
I
kill it from a
would.
cage from 300 miles
I
away.
would,
That's
but
not
at least
fun.
I'm fucking safe, and I have all the spears in the world to just
Well, then
fucking
that
shoot out of
doesn't
the
give you an
cage.
adventure. Like me, I want to take on a rabid dog, but I don't want to do it from a cage or behind a wall with a rifle 300 yards away.
You
I just
see
wanna
deep
go-
blue
I just
sea,
wanna
those
go swimming
fucking
with
shark will
sharks.
annihilate me.
I do want to go swim
I
with
wanna go
sharks. I
swim
think
with
that'd be freaking cool. I do. Yeah, I think that'd be freaking
Yeah.
sweet. Not
That'd
with
be
a cage
awesome.
though, just like literally swimming.
I would
with
like to
sharks.
do it with a cage
Why?
and without
Why?
a cage.
What would be sweet about that?
Swimming with sharks?
Yeah.
How would that not be
Fucking
sweet?
I love sharks.
Sharks
What-
are badass,
What
dude.
is it that is appealing about swimming with sharks?
A lot
The
of people
fact
think
that you
they're like
swim with
extremely
them-
dangerous. So
Everything.
They're not really dangerous.
I mean, a
If they
loaded
smell
gun is
blood-
extremely dangerous too, but nobody wants to play fucking Russian
The thing
roulette.
is, if they smell blood in the
Nobody
water,
I mean,
they're
first of all,
going
that's
to attack
like
you.
a instant death. That's not like a that's gonna. But they're also wrong and they're bad in the wrong hands.
I mean,
It's all
what's
about the person who
difference
holds them, but-
between wanting to wrestle an alligator and wanting to swim? I would love, like when I was in Florida, I
I don't
looked for
wanna
a
do either
fucking
of those
gator.
things,
I
bro.
looked for a gator
Huh?
to wrestle the whole time we were in Florida. The
I
whole
believe
time.
that.
CC,
I'm not
CC
joking.
wrestling an alligator. No,
Were
no,
they
you're fucking
toothless
tripping.
alligators or
No, I was looking for any alligator I saw was getting fucking wrestled. I was jumping on its back and grabbing
Baby
its fucking
gators.
mouth.
newborn alligator ready
He's
to
really
wrestle?
fucking-
Absolutely.
I probably
would've got
wrestled
wrestled.
baby gator.
I probably would have got fucked up. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sit here and say I can wrestle a gator, but I was 100%. If I saw
Ready
a
to do it.
fucking gator, it was getting wrestled.
You know what terrified me when I was living in Hawaii
Iowa
was
man
fucking
dies.
eels.
Eels,
Oh,
electric
electric
eels.
eels?
Not electric eels.
just
No,
regular
just
eels?
regular old eels.
What's it gonna do? Bite you? Oh well.
No, they, dude. Have you seen somebody get attacked by an eel before when they're diving?
Apparently
Aggressive
not.
shit.
No.
So they like hang out in like reefs, right?
I'd
So
fucking
you're like
eel
swimming
up.
along. Say you're swimming along, you got your spear gun in your hand.
Yeah.
They tie their tails into the coral,
Okay.
and then they have barbed teeth. They have
Okay.
barbed teeth.
Yeah.
So they'll come out, swallow your hand, and then sink their barbs in and just
Yeah.
hold you there till you're drowned.
Oh no shit.
Yeah,
You
Man,
better
that
have
sounds
a
kinda
fucking-
weird.
terrifying.
Would they
dude.
let
It was
go
like
of
my
you
biggest
That's why you
fear.
gotta carry a knife in your fucking.
Yeah, haven't you ever seen those people who do
When
that
I'm body
shit?
surfing
Like,
at the
they
beach, I
fucking-
don't fucking holster a knife. I'm
Don't
sorry.
holster a knife.
Well, put it
Dude,
on your
you
ankle.
should.
duh.
I have buddies that are surfers.
If you're
and
worried
they
about
always
eels,
carry
put a knife
pocket
on your
knife
ankle.
when they're fucking surfing. They're always carrying a knife when they're surfing, so you have no excuse to not carry a knife.
I
it up,
literally
strap it to
never
your
saw
ankle.
a single person at the beach with a holstered knife ever.
Really?
Never
Dude,
once.
they have them on
No.
their ankles and stuff, dude.
think I would get in the
friend
water
is a
without a
pro
knife.
surfer. Dude, my buddy who's a pro
guys are
surfer,
all
he always
crackheads,
carries a
dude.
pocket knife and like
I don't think
in
I'd ever
case
get in
he's
the water
gotta
without
cut
my
his
knife.
board loose or something. He's like, that's one thing surfers do. They carry that shit, dude. Real deal.
I know someone who
Does it make you run faster too?
what makes you run faster?
The
The
knife.
eel?
Everyone
the
knows you
knife?
run faster with a knife.
Oh yeah. Well, knife hands, anyways.
Yeah. No, just
Yeah,
the knife in your
T-
hand. You run faster. It's the thing.
T1000 style, right? T1000.
Do a Naruto.
Yeah,
run.
you guys have never seen the boom headshot video?
No.
Really? It's like a guy playing Counter Strike, and he's like, "Oh, you guys gotta watch the boom headshot video." Like, boom headshot, boom headshot. I could dance all day. I could dance all day. And his buddy's like, "Are
Sounds
you
like a
ever gonna
Counter
get off
Strike.
fucking?
Never
Are you
heard
ever
of
gonna
it.
get off Counter Strike?" And he's like, "Yeah, I was thinking about going for a run." And he like goes to the kitchen and gets a chef knife, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And he's like, "What, bro? We're going running. Everyone knows you run faster with a fucking knife."
Yeah.
Just like,
Wow.
all right,
Just
never
like
mind.
in Val and
Continue,
CS:GO. I
continue.
get it. Yeah.
All right, Kai, take it away. We've been live for almost an hour here, or for an hour here.
Yeah, you got to
so-
edit out a half. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah,
Well-
don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, hit the bell for
Like and
notifications.
subside.
Let us know what you want to do if you whatever you haven't tried yet, but you really want to. And don't forget to leave us a comment, some sort of comment, review, something that lets us know what you want to hear about or something we could improve on.